Roland Garros said the victory belongs to the most audacious. That completely fits to Natixis CIB's mindset. Our teams are dedicated to our clients' successes and actively participate to their private debt strategies. Our Natixis CIB experts were happy to share their insights with you in this first edition of our Private Debt Forum.
Natixis CIB has always been a key market player of the private debt market for more than 20 years actually. And this is a market where we have built partnerships with all our clients. Today, this is a growing market, but this is also a fast evolving market. This is why we have wanted today to gather together all market participants to see how we can seize all opportunities on that private debt market.
Why you work with Natixis CIB on private debt for such a long time?
Normally you work with someone because the products are good, because the people are competent, because the service is good. But I think in private debt it's especially important that you can have a long-term relation and a good quality of a long-term relation. And that's why working with them together already for 10 years.
In the context of COVID and the war in Ukraine, real assets is very attractive for investors. And can you explain us why exactly, Benedict?
Well, yes, indeed, real assets is a very resilient asset class. It benefits from inflation, and the needs for investment in real assets are significantly growing. We can see that with energy transition, which drives huge needs, as was discussed this morning, and with digital transition as well, where we can see that the project's size is increasing incredibly.
It is a pleasure to welcome you at our event today. Why do you work with Natixis CIB on private debt?
We've been working with Natixis since 2014 in infrastructure debt. They've always been a great partner. We found that there's a lot of value working with them. It gives us a great access to sourcing assets that we wouldn't find otherwise.
How are investors addressing the dislocation between private and public debt markets?
So we had two interesting conversations around that topic. One of them was around clearly how private debt market is reacting to the public market move that we are currently seeing. And the good thing is that at the time being, we didn't monitor the same repricing, and therefore public markets are definitely more volatile and less resilient than what we see in the private debt market at the time being.
Can you tell us a few words about private debt in APAC?
Yes, I guess there's a lot of potential in APAC for private debts, and first I guess it's a good diversification for investors from other regions like Europe or the US, and because the economic dynamics of Asia is still I would say very strong, and on top of that, that's a market that is quite underdeveloped at this stage.
Barbara, you're coming from Dubai, especially for this event. Why it was so important for you to attend physically today?
One of the investors that has been present in the region is actually here today and is somebody that we work with, and we also wanted to give the opportunity for those investors to talk about Middle East.
What kind of risk have we to keep in mind regarding private debt investments?
The main three risks that came out of the discussion were interest rate risk, inflation risk, and cyclical risk. And the question there is whether we're heading to a recession or whether we're heading to an economic slowdown. And then coupled with that, the disconnect at the moment between public and private debt pricing.
So what were the views of our experts regarding the impact on private debt investment strategies?
What became apparent is that everybody is expecting private debt allocations to actually grow despite the context. But what's actually happening is they're just adjusting their strategies to those products which provide inflation protection or help to mitigate against cyclicality or reduce volatility, which private debt does as compared to public debt.
Can you share now a few words for the end?
I'm very glad to have had this event with our client and partners on the private debt side. It's been a great event, great venue, a lot of interaction, good vibes between the people, and good to be together again to continue to grow in the private debt market.
you.